Mute us, right?
Yes, yes, you do.
Hold on, it'll come on.
Yes.
Did you hit the connect?
Mm-hmm.
Hey.
Here it comes.
Let's do it.
Yes, somebody. Go. Let's see where we at. Where did you at? Looking for a video. What happened to the videos? They usually be over there. I think something over here got deleted. Yeah. It's okay. We'll do Ghetto Love.
The moment I saw you, I fell in love. Deep in my mind, you are always thought of. You take me away from the cares of this world. No worries, no problems, because I'm your girl. That ghetto love. That ghetto love. That ghetto love. That ghetto love. In the ghetto, in the ghetto, in the ghetto, in the ghetto. You are the sunshine that brightens my life. The wind that I feel against my face every night. Can't imagine my life without you by my side. My heart's placed in your hands, so keep me alive. You take me away from the cares of this world. No worries, no problems, because I'm your girl. That ghetto love. That ghetto love. In the ghetto. In the ghetto. In the ghetto. In the ghetto. Take me away from the cares of this world. No worries, no problems, because I'm your girl. That ghetto love. Ghetto love, ghetto love. Take me away from the cares of this world. No worries, no problems, because I'm your girl. That ghetto love. Ghetto love, ghetto love. Ghetto love. In the ghetto. 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 In the ghetto.
Wait a
Wait
minute.
a second.
There we go.
What was
Somebody, what's going on? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Pam's World. Yes, and we are in your face. Yes, 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 yes. It feels good. Happy Sunday, somebody. Yes, and to the left of me and to the right of me, you already know who's in the building.
Yes,
we
you
got
do.
Pastor Didi herself. I was going to say D.
Hi,
you already
everybody.
know. Big time. And then we got J to the B on
Hey, everybody.
Hello.
Sports.
Happy
Sunday.
Yo, Sunday. So, listen, it's something about Sundays nowadays that is very, very special because God, definitely the Lord is moving all week. But I tell you one thing, boy, the way that God be moving on Sunday in church, somebody.
Yes,
And we're
God.
going to get into all of that. But welcome to Pam's World. Welcome to those who are newbies. We welcome you. Thank you so much because you did not have to tune into Pam's World on tonight. It's been a lot of things going on here at Pam's World, but we're thankful for it all because God said all things will work together for good to them who love Him and who are the called according to His purpose.
Yes, come on.
So it's, with all of that being said, thank y'all for tuning in. Please do me a favor, share, tell somebody to tell somebody to tell somebody else that Pam's World is on. And Pastor, I would like for you to introduce yourself to some of the newbies because I know that we got some new people checking in tonight. And JB,
Hi,
I want you to do
everybody.
the same.
Hi, everybody.
Okay.
I'm Dee Dee,
Yes, yes, yes.
and I am a pastor.
Come on, somebody.
Hallelujah.
Okay.
I mean, I'm just saying, I know how I
Okay.
am with.
Yes. J to the B.
Hello,
On.
everybody. I'm Joyce, and on here I'm JB on sports for the most part. So yeah, that's me.
Yes, you already know what it is. We appreciate y'all for checking in. And let me just give you some background on the show. A lot of people want to know if this is a gospel show. You know, they say, Pam, is this a gospel show? No, we pretty much talk about everything. But at the end of the day, because of the fact when you live something, it always is going to shine. It's going to come out. And we live the gospel. So it's just like, you know, we stand upon biblical truths. We're going to have some fun. We're going to laugh. We're going to talk. Sometimes, you know, we have our situations where we disagree.
Yes.
We disagree
Yes, we
to
do.
agree. And with all of that, we can still get up and walk away and still be the sisters that God has called us to be. You feel me?
Amen.
So God is good. So all right, y'all. Welcome again to Pam's World. It feel good. And to everybody that is coming back, and y'all know how we do. The first thing we going to talk about is, did you go to church
Yes, we did.
Did you
today?
go to church today?
Come on, somebody. Did you go to church? Yo, listen. Yes, I did. I'm going to start off with what the man of God talked about that really hit home with me. Shout out to Tehran Kofi Allen, who really preached his face off today. God bless you. And so with that being said, I wanna talk about him talking about how men, the position that they play, and that where there is a lack. And he just began to talk about how men were the protectors and how they were supposed to be. You know, God has called them, especially those that are married, to be the husband and to protect. And he began to talk about the men of God in the church. And this is coming from a man of God, and it was so powerful because it was a man and it wasn't a woman, because it's just like the truth is the truth. And I'm not, we're not being sexist or nothing like that, but I'm just talking about what this man spoke about and how powerful it was, because he began to talk about the husband in the household and how he's supposed to be the protector, but he also talked about the man of God in church and how he was supposed to be the protector, and how women outnumber the men in the church, and that when men don't step up and into their rightful position, what happens is that God speaks to the daughter, and what happens, the daughter rises up and it does what it is that the Lord says to do. And that's biblical, because that happened in the book of Judges. I can't think of the chapter right off the bat, but with Deborah, you know, when her husband didn't step to the plate, God used her as the one who would deliver the people.
Was it her husband?
Was it her?
It wasn't
No, I'm
her
sorry,
husband.
I apologize for that. Excuse me. Thank you for the correction, Pastor. It was a man of God that was supposed to step up, and because he didn't, God said that he was going to give the victory to a woman. So with that being said, and I looked at Pastor because I wanted to make sure that I was on point with that. Amen. So with all of that being said, it was just like, you know, it's time for men, and I'm speaking to the men just as well as the women. Women, if you're not in your place, get in your place. Get in your place. And so, but truly today, that man of God spoke, and I say to the men of God, God said it in the book of Psalms. He said, "Oh, that men might praise me."
Yes,
you know what I mean?
God.
It's one thing for a woman to praise and lift her hands to the Lord. You know what I mean? Because people deem women more emotional and all of that. But when you see a man lift his hands up and begin to say hallelujah, it's something about that. Just to a woman, just me being a woman and looking and seeing that, it's just like, yes, praise him. But just imagine what that means to God, the Almighty God, because he made man stronger. And sometimes it's a little more difficult for a man to express himself than a woman. You know what I mean? Because some dudes be like, I'm a dude, I'm a dude. But at the end of the day, it's just like, what does that mean to your Father, that you are not ashamed to lift your hands and to praise him? So yes, did you go to church?
I did go to church, and I
Today.
wanted to piggyback off of what you just said. One of the things that Pam just said was that when a woman sees a man, when a woman of God, I'm assuming you're talking about, sees a man lift his hands and praise, it does something to a woman, which is a reason why we can't be the silly women that the Bible talks about, because sometimes we see that, and that takes our focus off of God, because we see that like, oh God, look at him. Now we have to be careful, because we have dealt. You and I, we've had our stories, and you can get the book.
You better say
wait
this.
a minute, I might have a book.
You got the book?
We had dealt with wolves in sheep's clothing.
Come on.
So you have a person raising their hands, lifting their hands, hallelujah, glory to God, all this. And a lot of wolves come directly in the church because women, the Bible talks about, don't be the silly woman. And that's New Testament. And sometimes we're silly because we see that, and we just like, oh, okay, they're with God. I want a God-fearing man. You see him in the choir, or you see him doing whatever. You're like, oh, okay, that's it. No, that's not that ever.
Not John 3:16.
Come on, we have to sit back and watch, because a lot of men know that exactly what you said. Or when they see this, when they hear God, oh, they're in. I got the draws.
Yeah.
Oh, I got it now. That's it. And so many women are just in this place of, when's my husband coming? When's my husband coming? Oh my God, when's my husband coming? When's my husband coming? Do what you gotta do for God. Let God do that.
Absolutely.
Let God take care of that. And because we get so, and like you said, we outnumber 3 to 1, 4 to 1 sometimes. And that's just been for years. But the minute a man walks in, or a new person walks in, and he's a man of God, he got a little cross on or something like that, a little suit, whatever, everybody's looking like they're looking at his what?
JB.
His hand. You already know. I can't wait for her to talk.
Yeah, JB, she ready.
She's
JB,
ready.
She's ready. She all the way ready. She like, my turn. Pick
She's
me.
like,
Pick me.
tag me in.
Yes,
and we
God.
look, and you're like, and you're looking to see if he is available. And then you have some men who ring and everything else and makes himself available. And silly women get caught up. And then we deal with the smooth talking. And the next thing you know, you're at a hotel somewhere with a married man, and you're supposed to be in God.
Jesus.
And so we don't know how we got there.
Boom.
How did the song, how did we get here? You're not in the Bible. That's why, because you're not reading it. Because
Come
you read
on,
Proverbs
come on, you
7,
better come
and you
on
read
and have
Proverbs
her back.
8, and it talks about the adulterous woman. Women, you need to take that same scripture and look at that as the man, because men seduce.
Yes, they do.
Men smooth talk. Men will take you out. Men do all that nice stuff too. They will say the right things too. And then the Bible says that the bed of the adulterer ends in death.
You talking right tonight.
So women, when you're reading that Proverbs 7 and 8, put him in that place.
Come on.
Adulterous man, because you have that too. Because I know I was duped.
Come on.
In my silly self. You
Come
know,
on.
when
Yes, I
come
was.
on. And
All
so
the
was
way.
Pam.
All the way.
Joyce wasn't
dumb.
so. Because Joyce is mean. Not me.
B was all over my forehead. I know y'all saw me and was like, oh, poor Pam.
No, but I'm
Poor
saying,
Pam.
the thing is, though, we love them.
Come
We
on.
love them. Look, Pam, we love them. Read this.
Yes, all the way.
I'm telling
The
you.
Hidden Affair.
The Hidden Affair.
You
The
are
story
not
of
ready.
a former
Hidden no
first
more.
lady.
Come
former
on.
first lady determined to shatter the silence. Now, I
Jesus.
take personal responsibility. Being silly, being naive, not listening to God's voice, listening to man's voice over God's voice, and not just his voice, but other people surrounding him or people of God. Oh yeah, great couple. This is God. This is this. This is that. Look how it happened. Blah blah blah. No, you have to hear God for yourself, which I did. And then I made the decision, like, okay, I'm tripping, I'm bugging. Everybody else is telling me I'm bugging, I'm tripping, I'm too deep, you're too whatever. And got me caught up in this crazy situation. But I bless God that he delivered us. But we have to be careful. Just because a woman or a man is raising their hand in church and they carry their Bible and they fast every Wednesday does not mean that they are right with God. You have to look at the fruit of their life. Don't you do it. Chapter 2.
Come on.
Chapter 2. Go ahead. Yeah, but I was in church. Church was amazing.
Yes.
And church was amazing, I think, more because the first service, what God had us talk about after we did our worshiping, and almost everything we mentioned was talked about at service. So we were just going in. Myself, Candy, I just couldn't take it. I cried most of the service.
All
because I couldn't take it. It was just amazing.
JB, did you go to church?
I was in
like,
church
tag
today,
me in.
and it was good. It was definitely this. We all heard the same word about men stepping up and being in their position, and we kind of talked about something a while ago about Fantasia, speaking about how you got to let a man step up. So so when Minister Allen was speaking today, I thought about that a little bit.
Wow.
Because sometimes men have a hard time stepping up because we don't allow them to.
Jesus.
But in this case, where
Who
he
said
was,
that? My best friend.
yes,
Okay.
this is something that I was learning about me. I know that is
Come
a
on.
me thing.
Stop.
However, I also know that if you're a man and you need to step up, you also have to be able to assert and know who you are. And I felt like today that was a part of his message. You have to know who you are.
Yeah, that's good.
Like you have to know your position. You have to know what God has called you to, and you have to be okay with that position. You can't cower, and then you can't cower and be mad when a woman does step up and do it. And that's what I felt was being said a lot.
Jesus.
Like I felt like there was like, yes, men need to step up, but we also can't be mad that the women have had
Come
to
on,
step up.
that's it.
They should not
That's
have
good.
had
Yep.
to step up.
Yes,
you know, if
had
the
to.
women are the ones that are listening
Had
and
to.
the women are the ones that are following Christ, then it's going to be the women that are going to be leaders because they are the ones doing the work.
Jesus.
So if you want to lead, stop sitting in the background complaining about women this, women that, women this, women that, and start contributing, start helping, start protecting, start lifting, start praying. And I felt like that's where it was, starting to know who you are in God and
Yes.
move that way. And he was speaking to the men, but I think he was speaking to the church body as a whole too.
Yes, JB.
But you know, it was a message to the men about empowering them to know what God has in store for them and what God had envisioned for the man.
Yeah.
Like for them to be the stronger and not that. And I was very happy that he explained this because women are not weak. They
When the Bible says
we are the weaker vessel.
Yes.
but that doesn't
It
mean
said
we are
different.
weak.
Calls already.
All right, we got calls. Hold on one second, Jay. Let's
who
see.
this is.
Hey, what's going on, caller? How are you?
Hey, how are y'all?
Good. Speak to us.
Well, you know, you were talking about, a man being a man and all that.
Yes.
And I had a situation that happened to me where I got arrested, and I just, I thought God was calling out to me, and it wasn't apparently like how the rest of the world saw it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so to give you an idea, like, you know acid, right?
Who?
Acid.
You said acid?
Yeah.
Like the drug?
Right. We had some acid, and then, like, I thought I was in the ring with, like, some elephants.
Oh.
You know what?
Like,
I think what we're speaking about, I will guarantee you that God is not speaking to you through the use of acid. But what I will say,
let me tell my story. Let me tell my
yes,
come on, let me
but
tell my
what
story.
we're talking about at this point
Can
is
I
if
tell my story?
no, maybe not.
Yeah, we're gonna go.
Maybe
Come on,
not.
Let me tell my story.
No.
Ain't got nobody looking or listening.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
You
let me tell my
listening?
story.
We love you.
Well,
God
right now
bless
we don't
you.
have the
Yeah,
time
we don't
to
have the
listen
time to
to
listen to
acid
the whole
and,
story.
Well,
and
we-
elephants.
You ain't even got listeners.
We're gonna
we gonna go. He said,
You know
Pray.
what? I
God
pray for
bless
him.
you. Yeah, we don't know
but
who you
my
were,
point is,
caller.
at this moment, we're talking about if you went to church, and if you're talking about if you went to church, and you're talking about what God has called men to be, that is what you can call in for right now. So it's
Yeah,
not
no,
that
I'm
we're
tired.
not we're not
we all-
listening,
So I can't do this with
but we
y'all
want to make
tonight.
sure that people know that this right now,
Not
this
tonight.
section that we're talking about
Yes,
right now
God, touch
is
him, Lord.
if you are going to, if you went to
Did you
church,
go to
He was
church?
probably going to tell you he was in church with the elephants. You would let the man tell his story.
yeah, I
Thank you for cutting.
yes.
Yeah, finish good. Finish
JB.
good.
no more acid and no more elephants right now.
Yes,
but
God.
Kasha
If
said,
you-
"I'm listening." Yes, Kasha Brown. We about to do roll call.
Come on.
if you went to church and if you had something to say about God having men rise up to be in the position that they need to be in, then that is what you could call in for right now.
Yo,
I see you,
love
Gabby.
God.
You
Does
already laughing.
anyone
You don't love
agree?
God?
Now, and I thank
What's
God.
wrong with you?
Yes, I thank
Oh,
God that it
God.
came from a man.
Yes.
Yes.
Because
Yes,
there are plenty.
absolutely.
Now, I'll say this, you know, and I know my best friend over there in the corner. We are, and not to exclude you, Pam, but I'm just saying, knowing when we've been since 8th grade, we are very strong individuals. And so as women, and we were both single moms, you know, raising our sons and different things like that. So we've had to, you know, step up. My child's father was there, her child's father was there, you know, to an extent, but it's still different when they're not in the home.
Right.
Even if you're there on the weekends and everything, that's different. You're not in the home. And you're not necessarily the one with doctor's appointments and all these other kind of things, school and report cards and projects and all those things that we have to take on, you know, solely. And with that
on the little volcanoes
being
and all
said, you better.
Noah did the volcano.
He did.
Oh,
already. I remember Jeffrey would have like poster books like I have a project due like tomorrow, and I'm like, what?
I know you was like.
And of course you don't want to, because you're like, look, you're just going to fail.
Yeah,
But then you at Walmart and buying everything else. But anyway, it's we've had to take on the position of being so strong in areas that we should not have had to be strong in.
Yes.
And then sometimes we have to take on the position of, you know, recalibrating the child when they come back home, because you're in two different households.
Yes.
But it's like we also had to learn that we've had this conversation a few times. We will go back and forth. I'm like, no, you have to let a man be a man. Like, no, I could do whatever. I could do this. Yeah, we can do it, but we're not supposed to.
Right.
And we shouldn't be in that position because it hardens you. As we're not playing tonight with you. Listen.
Thank you, JB.
Listen.
Not tonight.
Not tonight. Okay. And we will not be frustrated in the name of. That's all right. We can do this all night. We don't mind.
Come on.
It's okay.
It's
okay. It's all right. We love you though.
Yes,
we really do.
But
we were like talking about how where you don't have to do certain things, like men should be doing a certain thing, and it's at a point where sometimes they're not. Now you have to, or at least you feel like you have to. Now there's some things we still need to take care of,
definitely.
but we can't come out of our position as a woman, the femininity of it, the softness of it, because you have to be the heavy, and you have to be the comforter and everything else. So sometimes women has taken on this role, and now it's who you are. 20 years later, the child is raised, but you're still
that person.
I got it. Like, I would fuss back and forth with her, like, you know, carrying bags and stuff. I'm like, let the guys get it. She's like, I got it. So you have 25 bags on your shoulder.
You know what it is, though? It's like about the frustration is much for me. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
but
and what has happened for me is that I've witnessed people be abused. I witnessed people be used. I witnessed people being the breadwinner and being disrespected, lied to, and I just feel like I could do really bad all by myself.
And we can,
right?
We can, but it doesn't negate where
the soft side,
even with our sons.
No, you're right.
And even with the people at church or whatever, like, no, let them do it, because that's what they should be doing. And so it's like, you don't want to be disappointed and let down, because sometimes when I tell you to go ahead, fine, you got it, then you don't do it. So now I'm waiting for you to do it. 3 months later, you still haven't done it. Fine, I got it. And then we begin to live life like that.
Yes.
But there are men who are still men, and those are the ones then that, regarding relationship, if I should say that, that you should maybe, not should, but that you might give a second option for, or look at, because if you're already not doing that, I don't even look at you.
Exactly.
I'm not even.
But that's something that that's why when Minister Allen was speaking today, I thought about it from my position. It's like I sometimes make it harder for someone to step up.
Yes.
I sometimes make it
because
harder.
You do everything.
Like I did have someone break up with me one time, and they told me I was a dude. Honestly, he told me, he was like, you know, you don't need me.
Right.
And I was like, well, I don't.
Right.
And
I get that too, because we don't.
I thought like we should compliment each other. I shouldn't necessarily, I shouldn't need you in order to breathe.
So when you walk away, then now where am I? Like, I'm on my face. No, I'm good.
They be mad.
Remember that person that came up here from somebody in the church and said that she was their lungs? She was his lungs?
Stop it.
Yo, listen.
Stop it. So Joy said, well, so when he go out of town, you die? Or if she goes out of town, she said, she's my lungs.
Yo, Sue, your lungs up here and you live in a whole
Are you
other
serious?
state.
Jesus.
So she said, how you alive? if your lungs is in New Jersey, you in Washington.
That's crazy.
I'm so sorry.
But you have to think about this.
You know, one thing I can kind of get the fact of, and this is we're gonna slide because we're gonna do roll call, but
right, that's right.
I wanna after roll call, because I understand sometimes why you can put these, you know, this defense up, because of course you still want to be, like you said, Pastor, you want to still have the femininity, you still want to be soft as a woman, But a lot of times it's situations and circumstances that make you feel like you have to be harder than what you are.
You better come on.
You know what I mean? And,
but we
and
can't.
it's just,
You're right.
I get it. It's just like, I remember my ex, he told me, he's like, yo, I got the D in the balls. And I used to be like, yo, I used to look at him like,
Well, I hope you do, because if
like,
not,
yo,
then
like-
that means you was
like,
something
you know what I
else
mean?
that
Like how you say something like that. I used to be so upset. And he's like, yo, like, you know what I mean? But my thing is that when you've been hurt,
I'm
and
not
you got,
talking to
it's
y'all
certain
today.
things that make you gotta be like tough. It's just like you gotta, you still want to have that soft side, but sometimes it's just like you feel like you gotta. I felt like I had to be a little harder, because that's the only way it felt like you was going to respect me.
But you know what? That we were wrong.
Yeah, we were wrong.
I think we were wrong in that.
Okay.
Because we got out of position of what God told us. Because God,
Okay.
based
You're
on
absolutely
God,
right.
because I know what
Based
you're saying, because
upon-
I've done that. But
Yeah.
I was wrong. We were
Yeah.
wrong. We were
All
supposed
the way,
to
JB.
be the example. We were supposed to be the biblical example of
Right.
what God talks about in a wife.
Right. Oh, and
It's
I had my
so-
moments when I
Well, have
was,
you
and
seen people
moments
who
when I
like?
was not.
I feel I
and
kind
I
of
get it. You don't want to be used. You don't want to
Yeah.
be used. You don't want to be taken advantage
dumbing
of.
down is the problem for me. Like,
Yes,
that-
now that's
yeah.
where I want to slide
I've seen
into
people do
tonight.
that. Like they just completely dumb down. Like you're very educated, smart. You could do all these things, but you act like now you can't change a light bulb. Like before
on.
you started dating, you were changing light
You
bulbs and
made,
taking out
you
garbage.
made the back porch. You was like,
a light bulb.
you-
Come
you-
on.
you
put
get
all.
what I'm
I know,
saying?
and that,
Yeah.
and again,
So
okay.
he said you can't
I
and
think
now
change
you
a
start
light
dating
bulb.
like, the bulb is out. And I'm like, yo, dude, change it.
But you know what? I
love
do.
JB. Yes,
you're
yes,
right. You're
absolutely.
right. And I
Yeah.
do think, because I think that's more of an
Yes.
older school mentality, because
For real,
again,
that's-
men have very
true.
fragile egos.
Yes.
However, not all men are that way, and
Yes,
some
that's
women
true.
feel like you have to
Yeah.
make him feel needed. I don't really want to make you feel needed. I need you to know who you are, because if you have to lead me,
And
how are you going to
yeah.
lead me if you have no vision? But silly women, we could get to the point where like, okay, well, we'll give him a vision. No, you need to have the vision. Tell me, well, I can submit to that. Like, I'd rather submit to that. Like, you're not going to tell me you're going to do this, you're going to do that. It's what I say. I'm not consulting you, and this is the answer. No, boo. Go to the next house. That's not at
Yeah.
this address.
Come on.
But if you're like, I went to God, I prayed, and I really believe that this is what God is saying to us for this family. Do
Yeah,
you
we
trust
could
me?
submit to
And I'm
that.
going like,
Yeah, it's
okay, and I pray to him. I'm like, God, I hope he's right, because, and I'm praying, and then I hope he's the type of man. I said, well, I believe that the Lord is saying this, but all right, I'm gonna go with you. And then I hope that if, let's say he was wrong, okay, let's say he was wrong, that he could say, babe, I was wrong this
That's
time.
good.
I should have took more heed to what you said or whatever. But you know what? Let's come together. Let's whatever. But we still gotta let him have that final opportunity to hear from God and say, boom. But if you're showing me now, you can't hear from God.
Yeah.
If you're showing me now,
on.
you're not sure if he's speaking. I can't get with that, because you have to lead me in my house and my family. I can't get with that.
But that was something too that Minister Allen was speaking about.
So I like
knowing who
myself.
they are.
I love this place.
Yes.
I love this place.
But
Come
you,
on.
you are at a different place. You wouldn't entertain anybody that didn't come with some grounded in Christ from the door. But
Yeah,
a lot of people
some
start.
people lie.
Yeah, but
You-
some people don't even have to lie. Some people don't even have to
All the
lie.
way.
They
Lie.
go meet them at the club and
Lies.
then try to then take
Can't
them
believe
to
a
church
word
and
you
then be
say.
mad that they don't know God.
Now
Lies.
that's different,
And-
Joyce.
but-
I'm not. I got
Lies.
you. You're right.
But what I'm saying is that we have to make sure that when we're coming at this and when we're speaking about seeking someone with a Christian.
And I'm not seeking nobody.
Well,
Yeah.
we're talking about someone that would be seeking you. with
Okay,
a
but I'm just
Christian
saying you got a whole bunch of
grounding.
women seeking everybody.
Well, I'm not
And-
seeking.
and
it.
that
I
ain't
didn't
it.
say you were.
seeking.
I
Just so we know,
I
these
know-
three right here.
Not seeking.
Not seeking.
Thank you, God. Waiting by the well. All right, you know
I'm
what?
not even by the well.
Me
But
neither.
no, I'm
I
not
had to
saying.
do it.
No, I'm not saying waiting by the well, like sitting there like this. I'm waiting, meaning that I'm moving. But I am waiting to be caught. Don't get me wrong and get me twisted. Because Pam not trying to do this, but for the rest of her life. Cause
But I
that ain't me.
can. I feel like
But
I have
if I
been
had
to like
to-
Paul. Like,
but if,
am I right?
if I had to, I could.
could.
By the grace
I
of
don't
God.
know.
Yes, I could. I really could.
I don't know if you could do it happily.
But I didn't say that.
Okay.
I said I could.
Oh, okay.
Because I love God.
I know you love God.
you
You,
love-
don't love
I-
God.
but
So you
What's wrong with
what's
you?
wrong with
I know you
Yeah.
could, but I don't
Yeah.
know if you'll be happy.
I don't know. I wouldn't, because you know what? Because
I think you could
I
play
want
it.
to see. I want to see my little mini me's running around. You know, Pam wants some little mini me's, you know.
You can't change a diaper if a baby doodle. So what are you talking about?
He's helping me with the doodle part because I just the doodle. Me and the doodle
were in
don't
church.
get along.
And the baby,
JB, I got out of
she
there.
ran
Yo.
when it came out the baby's leg. She ran like
That was a lot. That was good night.
That was like throwing the whole baby
Yeah,
in
yeah,
shower.
yeah, good. Yeah, the whole baby.
All right,
Yep.
this is being silly,
Yes.
but I'm just saying I really do believe that if you know yourself and if you know what your vision is or what I'm going by the Bible.
Yes,
right.
ma'am.
You know,
Amen.
I didn't. Some people get mad at
That's
the fact
it.
that Rebecca didn't know Isaac, and when he, sent for her, whatever, she went into she didn't even know him.
Yeah.
He sent with the camels. The camels are
Yeah,
coming.
come on, the camel.
He was like,
everything.
you know that I have the house
Yep,
prepared.
everything
I
prepared.
have the job prepared.
good.
You don't have to worry about working. Like you're good. Not if you don't want to work. I'm not saying that.
Rebecca
but
was good.
Rebecca was good. You know, the maids are
wouldn't
here. I came with the camels and the maids. I'm like, yes, God. Not that I have to stay home. It's not a
help
barefoot
me.
and pregnant type of mentality. I'm not
Jesus.
saying that.
Yes,
but
ma'am.
if, like Joyce said, I can do bad. Not even do bad. I'm doing well by myself.
Yeah, amen.
And I don't want to go
Amen.
backwards
Absolutely.
again.
Yeah, but that's what a lot of women
Again.
do because
Yeah.
they don't want to be alone. They go
Again.
back and drag somebody along with them.
Again.
It's not I mean, the
Again.
whole
Say
the
that,
whole
Pastor.
piece is
Come on.
is this.
Again.
Can marriages work? Yes.
Yes, come
Are
on.
marriages successful?
Yes.
Is love real? Yes. Does God have people out there for individuals? Yes. But it also
Showing
says
up tonight.
everybody's not destined to get married.
Absolutely.
So you have to understand
And I'm okay with that.
God has not told me which one I am. So whatever way this goes, it goes. So if I get married, great. If I don't, great. I am going to be happy because that is a requirement for my life.
Come on.
I
Come
want
on, that's
joy.
good.
That is
Yeah,
a
yeah,
requirement
that's
your
good.
for my
strength.
You
life.
better
That's
come
your strength.
through
You gotta have
here
So you
tonight.
gotta come through that way.
Yes,
if you
JB.
start thinking I'm like a man defines you,
Yeah, no. That
then
ain't it.
that's when you cower. That's when you're not who
Yeah.
you're supposed to be. That's when you don't speak your
Come
truth.
on.
That's when you're not who what you say you are. That's when you allow a
That's
man
so
to
good.
abuse you, walk over you, and mistreat you.
Yeah.
See, that's a difference between allowing a man to lead and allowing them to abuse you and mistreat you.
Absolutely.
And that's where I felt Minister Allen's word today was very strong because
Mm-hmm.
it wasn't about like the absolute power over
Mm-hmm.
a woman. He was really speaking from the place of protection,
Mm-hmm.
getting in that vein to do what God has called them
Right.
to do.
Right.
And he acknowledged that even himself
Yes.
wasn't doing and wasn't where
Yes, he did.
God wanted him to be. So to me, that is the part that I can get behind.
Yes.
Like I can submit to someone that sees that.
Come on.
Sees God in through those eyes and can walk that way.
Yes.
I can't submit to somebody who's blind, like spiritually blind or physically blind,
Come
like
on.
kind of thing. Like you can't tell me to go right or left.
Yes,
Like
JB.
yo, dude, we
You a married
walking into
blind
walls.
person?
I would say that in all honesty,
caught
if
off
God
guard.
brought
I
that
know.
to me,
Yes,
that
yes,
would be
that's
what
my
it would
friend.
be.
Yeah.
But I think if they were blind and they had sight first and then they were blind, no problem. Like if I knew them when they had sight and then they lost their sight, probably no problem. But I don't see how I would be in
How you would be able to even go
to
there?
get to
Yeah.
the point.
You know, I'm
to-
just messing with you.
I know, but I want to make sure that I don't offend anybody who may be listening to us that may be blind. You know, if I knew you before, maybe.
Right.
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 Yeah.
I'm
You
not
know-
being mean.
Yeah,
right?
No,
you
no,
know
I'm
what?
just
No,
asking. No, I got you.
we're gonna jump into roll call because I want to get back because I want to talk about Mary, Mary J. Blige. Remember when the stuff that went down with
Oh,
Mary?
that's right. Her
And
husband.
so yeah, I want to jump back into that, but I want to do roll call. Who y'all got on? Who's on tonight?
Are y'all hot?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
no,
a little,
not at
little
all. I'm
toasty.
little
Okay.
chilly.
All right. I have. But we aren't going to see the same people because we're
No,
on.
I think-
Okay.
I don't think
I
so.
sometimes-
All right, I got Kelly Matthews is watching, Songbird C.
Come on, somebody.
Hanini is watching, Tamsin, Shaniki, Mother Thompson, Kasha Brown is watching, Gabby is watching in the building, Judy Smith. Who else do I have? Dexter Durr, Stephanie Nilsson. Hey, beautiful.
Hey.
Dominique, Jared, Sheila Johnson. Oh, Jesus. Lord God.
I saw Neil Curtis.
Jump in.
Come
Neil
on.
Curtis. I saw Yes. Jonathan Berry is watching. I know he's not on here, but
Yes.
he's watching with Gabby because
Yes,
I've been
Gabby
getting
is on here. I see
inboxes.
Yes, I see
Maisha.
Gabby.
Yes, I
I
see
see
Jonathan.
Maisha.
Yes.
Who else I see? I see Eric. Hey, Eric. How are you doing?
Hey.
Pray all's well.
Yes,
I
Elder
see,
Lisa. Keep going. You just jump in.
You know, I think that's all. It's Johnny Goins. I see Johnny Goins.
Monica Clarice. Yes. Felicia Happy Johnson.
Yes, I see Aisha. I see Kiki Knight Melody. My sister Erica. Hey, E, what's going on? She's on. Songbird C is on. Tina. We said
The
Kasha,
Elephant
right?
Man is
Kasha.
on.
We see Bam is on. Maisha's on.
Gabby is funny.
Yeah, she
Sam
thinks
is
she
on. Aisha's. It's a lot of stuff that people saying. Troy is up here tonight. Angela, Alicia,
People say
Eric
to you.
is on. Anthony is on. Ooh, it's Phil is on. Mikey Mike is on. Come on, Shane Bowens is on. Grace is on. Deja is on. Hey, baby, that's my baby brother. Hey, baby.
And that's Faith Journey. Who else?
Yes. Yes. So thank y'all for tuning in to Pam's World. Tell somebody to tell somebody else that we on tonight. It's a
Please share. Everyone share your social media platforms. Thank you so much. Get the word out. You never know what's going to be said on Pam's World.
Come on, you
You
better
sure
say
do
that.
not.
Kasha
I know
says
I
she's
did.
kind of headstrong. She says, so the man has to show me by example that he can be trusted with my follow. For example, his walk with Christ, his ability to take direction and give direction.
Now, take direction from who? You or from God, Kasha? Because he has to take the direction from God. Because if we give the direction, we're leading. And again, we need to be that support in the man of God. I believe we'll come to his wife and say, hey, listen, what is God saying to you? As the real, we protect the heart, the most important organs. What is God saying to you? What is he saying? What is he doing? You know what I'm saying? So that should be the case. But sometimes people want to be out here like, oh, I'm the man, I'm the head. No, you don't bump your head because you don't know how to lead. You're not listening to God.
So let me ask this question. Okay, so when she said the ability to take direction, like as far as like with him asking her, is if he was just like, babe, like, you know, I'm trying to go such. What do you think? What do you think I should do?
But if he's asking for, okay, see, this is the thing. If they do that all the time, like, and I'm not saying that they can't come and say, look, I just want your input. Input
Amen,
is one
baby.
thing. Sometimes they're doing it so you can tell them what to do. You get what I'm saying? So it takes the responsibility off of them. Like, my input is one thing, but if my input is always the thing that you're doing, like, you're really not going to God. You're just really, I'm going to go with what she say.
Because I know she praying.
Exactly, and you're not.
Yeah.
Or you're not seeking
Boom.
or whatever. So input is one thing, but giving the direction all the time, like and I think a woman feels more secure knowing that, okay, my boo got this.
Yeah,
Not
absolutely.
that he can't use your input, not that you're not going to have to
Absolutely.
step up in some areas that you're stronger in or whatever. I get that. But it's just like, okay, you're comfortable. Women need secure. I think women really just a secure position, like, okay, he got this. He got us. Like, we're going to
Absolutely.
be okay. Like, you could be in a box. We're going to be okay. My baby
Yes.
got this. I want to have that type of trust in him. Not, I'm not even going to say that. Go ahead.
Yeah, but no, for real, like seriously, and I get it because I don't wanna need prayer, and you gonna tell me it's gonna be all right.
And that's
Joe,
all you
get
do.
your hand off of me and pray.
Pray.
You know,
Cover me in prayer.
Come
I need
on,
you ta-ta-ta
it's
kiki.
gonna be
I
all
need
right.
you to come
no,
on.
that ain't it.
And go in.
Come on.
I don't need to come home anymore and try to figure out why the remote control is not working right because something's wrong with the TV.
Come on.
And I'm not knowing the cable is turned off.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, I just don't know how to work the remote controls. Oh, it's the third one. I can't figure it out. Oh, I do when I get home. Nigga, you lying. We don't have cable.
Come on.
Because you didn't pay the bill. You
Come
got me
on.
sitting here playing with Comcast and everything else. And I'm thinking it's the Sony TV and the cable. And I'm sitting here put on the video for the other person in the room. And I'm just thinking the TV doesn't work. Because I'm from New Jersey and you're in New York, so it's a different system. And we don't have cable because you didn't pay the bill.
I don't know if you get that. I thought that was
I am
hilarious.
done. What'd you say? What's wrong with
You know how it's 3 remotes and one is for the
Right.
DVR, one is for the DVD, one is for the TV, and I just haven't mastered it yet. So I'm like, all right, I just can't. Something's wrong with the TV. Oh, I'll mess with it when I get home. No, tell me the truth. You didn't pay the bill. The
I'm
cable's
done.
cut off.
Come on, I'm done.
Y'all understand the stuff I'm going through.
I am done. What'd you say? It's just like, all right, look, it's nothing. It's off. I appreciate
It's
this.
just that simple.
I wanna
That's
talk
simple.
about dumbing down stuff, right? I want to talk about, you touched upon it. I think JB, you touched on it a little bit as far as with dumbing down. like
Yes, Kasha.
Mary had even spoke about just Mary looks amazing. Shout out to Mary J.
she's
Blige.
Shout
for
out
one,
to Mary J.
'cause she
Blige.
looks
Wish we had the
amazing.
bomb.
She's living her best life, and I pray that, like you said, JB, the healing process for us, it's not about us jumping into another relationship or things like that. It's really about healing. And she just mentioned, like, kind of touched upon just a little bit, just how, like, you dumb things down a little bit. You dumb things down to try to push your significant other in a place to where they feel good about themselves. And it's just like, what happens to you? Why do we shrink? You know what I mean? It's just like we shrink. And that's one thing I'm saying to myself, like, I never want to shrink again. I never want to find myself in that place again. And I did it because you thinking that you loving them.
But what do you mean?
That's the
What do you mean you think you're loving them? What do you mean by
because
you shrunk?
I shrunk back because I'm when somebody was, because of my career, because of me being with Bad Boy and being with Puffy and all those things, it was, my face was more prominent, as far as Pam from Total. So of course you with me, somebody like, oh, that's Pam from Total's husband, or that, oh, Pam from Total, we go somewhere, and of course, he actually had a name for himself, don't get me wrong, but it was Pam from Total, Pam from Total, Pam from Total, Pam from Total. So my thing is that, to try to push the person that you love to the forefront, to say, hey babe, take it, and even to take it, the weight off of the relationship of my marriage, my ex-husband. I can even talk about the guy that I was seeing a couple of years after that, to where it was just like he didn't have what I had, but at the same time too, I wanted him to be important.
But wait,
I
why
wanted him
does
to be
that?
important.
But why did you push, not just the ex-husband, whoever you're with, because you're hearing Pam from Total, and I think did that make you feel some type of way because he's with you? So while he's walking with you, whatever, is it that they weren't acknowledging him, or it's just, oh, hey Pam from Total, oh yeah, hey, what's up? Hey Pam from Total, hey, what's up? So did that make you feel some type of way?
Yeah, it made me feel like, I was like, dog, like I don't want to make it seem like it's all about me. You know what I mean? Like, it's not all about me. So I wanted them to kind of feel like a part of.
So then you make him a manager, a security guard or something?
Yeah, you make him
But what I'm saying is, if he's secure enough in himself, he shouldn't have an issue. He knows who you are.
Right.
And he knew who you were before he started dating you or married you or whatever. So they know who you are. He knew who Mary was.
Right.
He knew who Mary was.
Some type of bug.
But you get what I'm saying? So now it's just like, when she walks into the room, it is about her, because it's like you have an interview with Essence. It's Mary's interview. Right. It's not yours. So like, you want to make him feel, well, yeah, this is my so-and-so and he's my manager. So like, you do all of that. Yeah. And it's not like if he wasn't there, she was still there to do the interview.
Right.
So now that he's there with her, it's like, we feel some type of way, because it's like, wow, he's not getting that. But if he's secure in who he is, he should be fine. Go ahead, baby, do the interview. I'm over here.
Yeah, I want to marry somebody more like Stepman. Stedman ain't beat.
Stedman don't care.
Stedman let Oprah is Oprah, and Stedman be right there.
You ain't got to marry me.
And the way she talks about him, how he's encouraging, how all of these things. I mean, granted, they're not married, but that's the type. It's like a Nat or something, y'all. But that's the type of person, somebody that's secure in who they are, regardless of the situation. But what a lot of people do, not just marry, a lot of people do, they marry people or they date people who have nothing, and they make them their manager, they make them their executive producers. They're going to get, these people are going to get paid off of them for the rest of their lives, on top of getting alimony. Because you get these credit for being on their projects,
and you get not this credit, really, you're only on their project because you are the husband.
Think about Wendy Williams.
Okay,
her husband was the executive producer of her talk show. Her talk show was going to happen regardless if he was there or not.
Because she's Wendy Williams.
Because she was Wendy Williams. She was doing these things. She was putting herself out there. She's the personality. She's the talent. And how did he repay her? By embarrassing her. By getting another woman pregnant, by buying her cars, by disrespecting her on national television. This is why I say the thing about you have to be 100% comfortable to date me, right? Because there are some things that are not going to change about me. I do understand, yes, I need to be softer. Yes, I need to allow men to be men. I know that. I mean, because I'm telling you, when that one person broke up with me for that reason, I was like, wow, I was shocked. But I got it later. You know, if I purchase a bookshelf, what am I going to do? Leave it in the car?
Right.
No, I'm going to bring it in the house. I'm going to put it together, and I'm going to put books on it.
Come on.
And you
Right?
should be able to.
And what is wrong with me doing that?
Nothing.
But no, you're upset that
Right.
I purchased a bookshelf, bought it in the house, and put it together. Instead of saying, yo, that's a nice bookshelf.
Right.
It's like, oh, you got it by yourself? You bought it in the house? Oh, and you carried it up the steps?
You got your own toolkit.
Are you kidding me? Like, what am I supposed to do?
I'm just telling you.
Would I have nothing if I'm sitting around waiting
Right.
for somebody to do everything for me?
Right.
What did I do before you entered my life?
That's my
true.
part.
Yeah.
I was doing this before you. Like,
Yeah.
my father, God rest his soul, lived in Virginia, right?
That's right.
And so, shout out to my stepmom. I gotta go visit her, but he lived in Virginia. I've taken that drive so many times to go see my dad with my homegirls, with my son. You know, I've taken that drive for years. So when I got married, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go see my dad. He was like, well, I can't go. So you know, what are you gonna do? I said, what do you mean? Okay, you can't go. I'm gonna go, but I need to drive. I am 40 plus years old. I've been driving this route all these years, and I get it. But I'm now not going to go
Right,
because you can't go.
Yeah.
You can't, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it was like, and I get it. You know, I want to drive you, and I thank you. That's so sweet. Thank you, and I'm serious. But then it was one. No, I'm serious.
I
Well, it was
understand.
one
I know
time
you
I was like, well, I
serious
can't.
stuff.
You know, I was like, I have to
That's
go
so
back,
sweet.
and I remember I had to turn around and go right back because I know
You
the
got
Lord
sick.
told me about my dad. Yeah, so I was like, I gotta go back.
Yeah.
He said, well, I can't go. And I was like, oh, no, I wasn't saying it like for that,
you,
but I have to
yeah.
go back. Well, who's going to drive? The same person who drove me before I met you.
Before I met you.
So I get that.
Me.
But you have to be secure
We're all
who you
just-
are and know the type of
exactly.
woman you're marrying. You can't try to marry a woman and then try to change her. And they like to say we try to change the men, but there are
No.
men who want to change you because
Definitely.
you met me doing
Absolutely.
business. You met me doing all these things and pursuing my dreams and pursuing my goals. And now that I'm doing those same dreams and goals, it's too much for you.
Yeah.
You know, why don't you just sit here and watch TV with me? I don't want to sit here and watch TV. And if I knew that's all you did, we wouldn't have got together because you weren't sitting there watching TV because every place I was, you were trying to do something and it looked like you were trying to build the same business or do the same things in life that I was trying to do until we got married. And now it switches up.
Yeah,
Yes,
Gabby.
Gabby, you see what she said? Yeah,
Gabby
what she
wrote,
said.
"Why would you try to be softer? Isn't that the same thing as dimming your light? Some men love strong women. Isn't that the point of your?
Isn't it
Isn't that the point to find your match? Not fit
Into a mold. Well, when we mean softer, Gabby, I think you may have met Joyce Berry. She can be a little aggressive, just period. You know what I'm saying? So she's not saying she needs to change that part. But even with, and that's not just with men, that's just friendships. You know, she could just be, and it's
Rough
like,
around the
calm
edges.
it down. So it's not, and that's something that the Lord has been dealing with her character about.
That's
So it's not where she's trying to be softer for men. She's just saying, I know I have to be softer, but that's based on what God was telling
Period.
her
Yeah.
about that. The same way I had rage. Just you know what I'm saying? I dealt with rage. So it wasn't like, okay, to get with a man I gotta get rid of rage. No, that
you
that
had to
need
get rid
not
of
be a part of
rage,
my
yeah.
life. Period. So that's what we were referring to. Some things that we know we need to just change on our own, or some things that God is pruning from us.
Yes.
That we need to work on, but not in regard to a relationship.
Dope. And Troy Lynn
Yeah.
said, she said, yes. She said, that's me. She said, I own my own tools. I have never been that helpless woman.
Yes.
I ain't
I
mad
had
at
pink
you. Come
tools.
on. Come on.
Hey,
Kasha
hey.
said that's a smart business decision though, Joyce Berry. She said to put this spouse in those working positions, but be comfortable in your position. Lane.
But what
Come on.
do you mean it's a smart business decision?
And she was asked her that. She said that they like the royalties and all that type of stuff. So if they're in management positions and stuff like that, family, more of the money comes to the artist.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I mean,
But does it?
It actually does if they're real husband and wife.
Love you, Drew. Love you, Drewy.
It's like
Mwah.
now he's getting this money. Would he would not have been an executive producer if he was not married to Wendy Williams. He may have supported her behind the scenes, and maybe in the beginning he got her some gigs and everything like that. And you know his
But he met her. She was already.
But she was already
doing
Whitney
it,
Williams.
yeah.
But what I'm just saying though, now she let him be the one to say, okay, see everything through him. So I kind of get it, like that's one less thing you got to do. Let him do it. I get it. But sometimes like, okay, you were never. I don't know whether he was a manager or not. But let's say he was never a manager. We put them sometimes. It's our fault. We put them in a position that they're not even
that
qualified
they're not ready for.
Yes.
You're right.
to do.
Think
That's
about
true.
what Mary said. Like she and this is the part that makes it kind of hard for people
But I
to
can get both
separate them.
sides too.
She credited him with her sobriety. She credited him with like getting her to this new version of Mary. You get what I'm saying? Like when she first, he was like everything. Like he was the reason why she was there. She was like she built him up in such a way that she gave him credit for this refined Mary, the acting Mary, like this second phase Mary.
Okay.
And so what happens is, if you're on the outside looking in and you don't really know any of the things that are really going on, you're thinking what she's saying is true.
It's true.
But when you listen to her interview, you got the sense that she gave him this credit
That he
to
didn't
boost his
deserve,
ego
yeah.
a little bit, to make him feel included.
And that's what I was going to say. That's what I was trying to say with you. Like, is it to help him because you're hearing your name all the time, and it's like they're not calling. Like
what
this
you
is my
thinking.
So he's my whatever. He's my whatever. And and he is that. You're right. Let him be your dude. But that is who you are.
Yeah, and you know what? And
Because
it's just like
do you see the? Do we see the men when they have their wives?
no.
Like, you know what I'm saying? The wives is there to support
No.
them, but they're like, no, she has to be on the interview too.
Sit down.
She has to be on the. I mean, not like
Sit
that.
down.
But you know what I mean? Like, oh
This
no,
is-
she has to be on the
this is
interview
like-
too, or she has to be on the whatever. Now the wife could be working her behind the scenes, but she may not even be getting that type of credit. You know what I'm saying? So we do that. Women do that, not so much the men. Like the women, and I'm not even going to go there and say because there is somebody I see whose wife is the person, but he's on everything. It's like, why is he there?
Right.
But whatever.
Because
But
he's trying to resurrect his career.
See, I wasn't. But what I'm saying is that you don't see that in the opposite. So we have to get to the place where, look, if I'm here when you meet me, and that's why sometimes, and I've said this, and it's not a, because some people will take it wrong. Some people just are going to take it wrong. I don't think you can date down. And when I say down, I don't mean no one is beneath us. I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
But if I'm at 100,000 and you're at 30,000, I'm not going by the money. I'm going by the mentality behind people who make the money. This is what I'm saying, because sometimes it's a different mentality for the most part, and I'm talking about like 90% of the time, of a person who makes 100,000 plus than a person who makes 30,000 plus. I'm not saying that the person who makes 100,000 plus is better.
I understand
I'm not
what
saying
you say.
anything
I
like
get
that.
what you're saying.
But a lot of
Yes.
times to get to that place and to maintain that and above, it's a different mentality. It's a different level.
mindset.
It's not
I
about
understand.
education, because you could have you could be homeless and get to that place, just like the
Right.
man from James Garner, the way he rose to
Pursuit
that
of
place,
happiness.
pursuit of happiness. So I'm not saying, but his mentality had to change throughout the course to get to where he was and to stay to where he was, versus somebody. And I'm not saying, well, I'll just start now, help a brother out, be here. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying, if your mentality is one place and their mentality is another, you're going to constantly clash ideals, what you decide to sacrifice, what's important to you. So it's not about the money being the difference. It's about the mentality being a difference. But many times your mentality can let you, what you earn is not always what you're worth, because you'll see some. That's why a lot of people leaving their jobs now. Like, look, I'm worth so much more than this. I'm gonna go out and make it happen on my own.
Yeah.
You want to pay me $50,000? I have a $200 million mindset, and it's gonna happen in 10 years for me. That's what I'm talking about. So if your mentality is one that you just want to stay at a particular place and you're comfortable, that's cool for you. But you need to find somebody there. But then you see all this other stuff, and it's usually material,
And you can't handle
and then you want that, but you can't handle what
You
it means
can't
to stay
handle
up there. And that's not even just relationships of a man and a woman. That's just like, to be here, you've missed all these in between steps. You want to go from here to here, but you've missed all the stepping stones to get you here and to maintain here. So you get there. That's why people win a lottery. They can't keep it.
But that's why
In
you
a lot
have
of-
the
yeah.
mentality of the
Yeah.
people that you see now on these TV shows, these reality
Well, yeah.
wives
Tracy
and stuff
says
like that.
she agrees with
Because
you.
their mentality is the $30,000 mentality,
And then they just
but
got put in the
They got
spotlight.
put in the spotlight
And don't know how
you
to act.
see how they act. And so, money does not change who you are.
It reveals,
it reveals
sometimes
more
who
so.
you are.
It does. It reveals more
Jesus.
so. And the thing is, you have these women who chase after these men that maybe play these, these sports and different things of that nature, who also have a mentality of, I know how to bounce this ball, I know how to catch this ball, and some of them, that's all they come to this game with. Some, not all. Some are very intelligent. Some are doing amazing things, like a Grant Hill and some of those other players. And y'all do know what I'm talking about. There's a difference between a Grant Hill and a Kobe Bryant and some of those other players that came into the league was like a money grab, and then they're gone, and they date these women, and they put themselves in these positions, and then they get into these things, and next thing you know, you got them married. These women have babies, and then they're mad that their man is cheating and disrespecting them. But how did they get them? How did they put themselves in that? What is their relationship built on? It's built on lust. It's built on sex. It's built on
material
nonsense,
things,
and then it breaks up on those very same things. So yes, the mindset, the mentality, all of that is important, and for these women. For you to understand where we're coming from, granted, I believe that everybody doesn't have to make the same exact amount of money. I do believe that someone cannot be making what they should be making at a particular point in their life.
Yes.
However, but I also believe that it is almost impossible to get past that, because a lot of men of strong character anyway, would not want to date you at their lowest point. They would be too busy trying to get themselves back on track, too busy trying to get themselves, pull themselves back up to be dating you, to be whining and dining you and all those types of things. So I feel like someone who maybe was making $100,000, lost their job, if we were together, very different. I'd hold them down and we would make it work. We'd figure it out. But if we weren't together, come back when you got it together, because that's what I know. Somebody that has the mindset that you're talking about, that's what they would want. They wouldn't want to feel like
they're depending on. And I'm not saying we can't support. And this is part of the thing. You have to know who this person is.
That's right. That's
because and I would say this.
That's
one of the
key.
reasons why it's hard though is because, like Joy said, they're almost mad at themselves because of where they are. Then they see you where you are, and it's almost like they don't want to, but they deflect that anger that they have with themselves onto you.
Yeah, you gotta know.
And that's what I mean. I've been in my last.
Who you are.
I was always the breadwinner, and it wasn't like I was looking for that. Because I'm the. I believe you. I trust you. You good to me. I'm gonna be good to you. It didn't matter to me, and this is my mindset now. Before, it didn't matter to me. I'm like, okay, I got this. You got this. Together we have this. So I was cool. But every single time, it became an issue with what I made. So let's say a decision had to be made in the house, or let's say they wanted to, okay, we're doing this. I said, but we set these goals to do this, and this now doesn't align. Oh, you think because you got more money, you can control the money? I was like, no, but you're asking me, and we said we were doing this. Now you want to go buy a car. Like, where'd that come from?
Because they're not secure in who they are.
And then, you have a new car, but this is the car I had when I met you. Like, and now, like you said, you feel some type of way. Why? Because I'm driving a Lexus and you're not. But this is what I was driving when you met me, and it was cool. But now, I need to go get a BMW.
Because I want a better car than you do.
Yeah. Or I want to look like that, and it's like, but we can't. We're not looking at that. Well, okay, but fine. You want the BMW? Go get the BMW. Then you come back. I need you to co-sign. Wait.
Listen.
Wait a second.
Yeah, the co-sign.
But this is what I'm saying. If you could go get it, you should be able to go get it without the co-signer. I don't have a co-signer on mine. So now that means I have to, and now I'm starting to see how you deal with money and how you think. It's about material stuff with you more. It's about you showing off what you want to really impress other people. So I'm not co-signing for your ego.
Because when you decide,
when you decide not to pay on the BMW, just like you decide not to pay the light bill, then I'm stuck with it. So that's my thing. I'm not saying you can't be there and help the man. I'm not saying that, but I'm really telling y'all.
No, we got
sometimes people will be in there for 20 years, but he has his own thing he has to deal with. And like Joy said, if he's that dude, he's like, yo, boo, do you? I want you. I'm loving you from a distance. I'm here, but I need to get myself together so I can lead us.
Right.
And I've seen men step up and do that. Not with me, so I don't know why. But
because I've seen men do that.
I've seen men step away, get themselves together, and come back stronger.
Go ahead,
You
Pam.
get what I'm saying?
I know
So
Pam wants to get in here.
go.
Yeah,
You
no.
talk a lot. Go
You know, it's for one, I want to just acknowledge what Kiki said. Kiki said, she said, I think we do it because that's how we've been taught. She said we as women have been told never to make a man feel less than a man, and that's absolutely true. You know, I've heard it with my own ears. You know, some people say, you know, well, let them just be a man. No, that's not being a man. You got to be honest. If they're being a man, be a man. If you know, and my thing is that if I'm not being the woman that I'm supposed to be, then Pamela, you need to be the woman that you're supposed to be. And so you're absolutely right with that. And then two, when it comes down to, like you said, Pastor, you know, certain things that you've learned, you learn in being in different relationships. You know, you start to be like, yo, okay, I shrunk here, I did this, I did that, this happened, all of those things, and you tell yourself, okay, am I going to learn from it? For one, that's the thing. You gotta learn from the things that where you messed up, and you gotta own it. You know, like you said tonight, you was like, yo, this is what it is. I did this. I'm the one that shrunk. I'm the one that, you know, chose the person. I let them in and all of this. And also, like, even like for me, like when it comes to like being with someone, I've always looked at the person, and my thing is like, yo, if you at Walmart, you at Walmart. If you ain't planning on staying there for like, yo, like if I'm not your come up. You know what I mean? That's the thing. I think that I've been a lot of people's come up. You know, when it comes to a target, I've been a target. You know, when somebody can see that you have, I should say, thank God, because he's delivering me one step at a time. Come on, somebody. With all of that being said, when somebody can see and they target you, they can see where you're broken. They can see where you're insecure. When people can see that, and you are not, you know, you don't have that esteem that you're supposed to have for yourself and loving yourself, it's easy. It's like it's so easy for anything to get in, you know. So it's just like now, because of the fact that I've become wiser and God is continuously blessing me, and I'm learning more and more how to not only love myself but to protect my heart. You know, to guard my heart, because he never told me to protect myself. He said to guard my heart. So, meaning be a God. And so with all of that being said, it's just like now my thing is that whomever it is that God sends, it's just like he has to be God sent, you know, opposed to me picking. Because when I pick, I'm jacked up. My pick is always going to be wrong, because I pick according to what I see and what I think I know, opposed to what all that God knows. You know what I mean? I've never had God's pick for my life, and that's my desire. You know what I mean?
He sees that growth in you.
That's good, Pam.
Praise God. To God be the
But
glory.
that's good. I mean,
And
see,
Pam would
that's,
tell you,
that's
she be
part
like,
of
hey,
it.
did you see how fine he is?
Yeah,
I'm like, Pam.
that would be the
We
thing.
were on the
Go ahead.
we were at the video shoot
You already know.
when she did Ghetto Love.
God dog it, I still remember his name. But God is
And
good.
he was
I
fine.
must have missed it.
All
Oh
the
my
way.
God, he was very fine. And Pam was just like, Pastor. I was like,
He was a
I
nice
said,
cup of
he
water
was-
in the summertime.
He was a lemonade in the summertime. He was very, very. I mean, he was extremely handsome.
Yes,
He was. I was
yes.
like, his eyes. What? However, I could see past all that because it was a couple things he said.
Yes.
It was a couple of things that he said. Once he said a few things, I was like, oh, okay, good night. And so Pam was like, no, but Pat, I was like, no, you heard what he said, though, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, yeah, but I was just saying. I was like, no, you said this is what you were waiting for in a man, and obviously he's none of that. So I get what he looks like. She's like, no, I'm just saying, you know, I was talking on the phone. I was like, Pam, what's the whole point? But you do you, Pam. Go ahead,
Yeah,
do
he
you.
was trying to get at your girl. I shut it
Yeah.
down. I've never.
But she didn't want to.
I did not want to.
She was just like, I was like, it
It
just
was
doesn't
via
make
God.
any sense.
That was God.
You're sitting here talking about what
day
you're waiting
long.
for, and this dude is totally
Not it.
the opposite of that. It's not even he's a counterfeit, because the counterfeit looks like what you're talking about. He doesn't even look like it. He was just fine.
He
But
was
she
the
like,
counter and the fit.
He was very, he was
the
very
counter
handsome though.
and the fit.
But
your
yeah,
girl
so
had
you're
a
growing.
hard time. Yes.
She sure did shaking
Closing
that
it
one.
down.
I was like, you better
oh
get it
my
together.
God.
We about to
Jesus.
go through round 2 of this next year.
Yes, JB,
Next
I
year
was
you
like,
be
oh,
at the
God.
altar talking about God. I'm sorry.
Yes, I thank you, God. I thank him.
Yeah, he
but
was very
yes,
handsome.
and it came down
Yes,
to a
God.
choice, and it was a hard choice.
It wasn't that hard.
Yes, for
it
me.
shouldn't have been. See, this is my issue
See,
with
but
Pam.
no, that
it
was for
shouldn't
me.
have been
it
that
was.
hard that early because it was obvious. Like, come on, like, it's like Joyce said. We're talking about
Not hard in that sense of me liking him like that, but it was hard for me, Pastor. My thing is this: is that you have, I'm pretty sure you do have an idea, but because of when you are so, when you are in a place where I'll say it this way, when you don't love yourself at all, and you see something that you have, you look at yourself and say, "There's no way in the world that this should be coming towards me."
Oh no.
No, I'm for don't do that because you almost broke me just right with that one.
But that's what you're saying.
But that's how I felt. That's how I used to feel. I don't feel that way anymore.
So you're thinking
Yes.
he's looking at me.
Yes.
So I can't let this go. The devil
Yes.
is a liar.
That's what it used to be.
Yeah, that
I'm sorry.
explains it. Then that's different.
that is
that's-
different. It
Yeah.
makes me
That's
upset.
because you don't feel as though you deserve it. And the thing
Yeah.
is, he didn't
That used
deserve
to be
you.
my
He doesn't deserve you.
No.
I don't care what he looks like.
And that, in all
Yes,
honesty,
God.
that's how I move, and that's
That
how
one
I
right
operate.
there, Jack.
I didn't. That's different. I'm a little
That's
upset
that's a little
because
different.
Yeah.
and again, I'm not bothered, but it like hurts my heart to know that that's what your thought. Because I'm thinking,
Yeah, that used to be
you
my
know what
thought
you say.
process.
We know what we say, but it gives me another perspective, so I'm glad about that. But we know we say, God, I want this, I want that. And as friends, you like, no, Pastor, I want this. You know, we're
Yeah.
friends, and yeah, JB, I'm waiting for this, I'm waiting for that. And you see that, I mean, it's obvious he's not that person.
Right. Right.
So I'm like, what's the deal? Like,
Yeah.
so when she would say it was so hard, I'm like, how is it hard? Like, it wasn't even a
Yes,
trick. Like, you didn't need a dream. You didn't need God to prophesy. You're like,
You
it's
ain't need none of
obvious.
that.
But
Yes,
not
God.
knowing that that's what you had going on inside. Like, no, you're thinking, no, do you see how great he is? I have to get with that because he's America's top model. And then you're thinking that you don't even deserve or never
Yeah.
could get somebody like that. So I got to give him
Yeah.
attention. So
Gotta give it.
you saying that, I now have a better understanding.
Jesus.
Because I'm like, why are you so hard? I don't
Yes,
understand. It was
God.
like 2 days. It's a video shoot. It wasn't like you were in a relationship with this person for 3 months, 5 months. And now it's hard to pull away. You saw him in a day. But now I know that
You get it. That thing right there. That was, and you know what? I thank God
I
because
don't want you to think like that.
I know, but you know what, Pastor?
been
I thank
delivered.
God that it like he's really like broke that mindset. Like I can look in the mirror now and see Pam. You know what I mean? I can look in the mirror and see Pam and say, Pam, you are beautiful. You know what I mean? Like you are. Like come on, P girl. Like I talk to myself more than I ever have. Like, and it's just like I'm so thankful because it's like he's breaking that. Like it's like like I said, deliverance one day at a time, like one day at a time, day after day after day, and I finally am loving me, opposed to not even looking in the mirror. You know that chapter in my book, the one, and it's a chapter in the book that talks about this, and it's called Ugly Girl, and it's just like, yo, that chapter is so real. It was so real to me because that's what I lived for so long. You know what I mean?
Kasha wrote, right, you were the catch, sis, and he knew it. It's hard battling our own insecurities sometimes, Pam.
Yeah, God is good. Come
And
on,
then someone
somebody.
else wrote, I completely understand what you're saying, Pam.
I get it. It's hard to hear you. You know what I mean? It's like you know it, but you don't know it.
Andrew said, just call him for an ego boost.
Come on, Andrew. You better text somebody. But, you know, knowing like the depth, because I read the book and I was just like, and I said that to you. I was like, yo, I didn't realize how, whatever.
How-
But this situation helped because I was like, how, when you just said it was so hard, I'm like, it was one day. Like, how is it so hard to pull away from somebody from one day? What are you talking about? And because we were having a conversation like right after, so we were going back and forth like a couple of days. He's
That's
reaching
just
out to
like,
her.
what do you mean?
And she's
What
like
do you
really
mean? Yo,
upset.
she's going in on me.
Cause I really like it's, but it was it was different
loved
than the
me as
one
much, you
before
know,
though.
like, yo.
But it was different than the one before because that's some time you don't spend time.
definitely.
He faked the Christian thing, all that. Well, at least it seemed like he did. But this person Joyce was so. That's why you ain't paying no attention because it was so obvious that he was not the person that on her, this is what I'm waiting
Yes.
for. So
He wasn't
you
at
wouldn't even
all.
think. That's what Joy's like. Who are y'all even talking about? I saw
Right.
nobody that looked like that. Exactly. So I'm like, what do you talk about? It was so hard to let go. But now
That
when you
thing,
share that in that way,
It's a different perspective.
it's a different perspective. So thank you for
But
giving me a
you
different
do
perspective.
now
I'm
know
sorry for being so
who you
hard.
are.
No, you just
You know
my
who
friend.
you
You was
are.
just like, come on, wake up.
I
But you know who
know.
you
Get
are,
yourself
and what you
together.
walk away from this, everybody, you are the catch.
Amen.
Man or woman, you
come
are the
on,
catch.
JB.
Know
Yes,
who you
God.
are, because there are women that do the same thing to some men.
Yeah.
So
Jesus.
Yes.
know who you are. Know who you are. Know what you're worth.
Yes,
and when you
please.
know that, you won't fall for
Jesus.
certain things. Certain people, like that person now, couldn't come to you and say the same thing that they said, because it wouldn't even you would see through it.
Yes.
And that's how I think I move. And yes, I do have a nasty look, and I think that eliminates some people from
The
even approaching
eyebrow.
me.
yeah, JB eyebrow be
but
up here, she be like,
Also, too, what I believe is that people know that it's going to take a little more effort.
It's not going to just take.
a
Oh,
little
you're
more
so pretty.
work.
Okay.
Yeah,
yes.
you can't just come and tell me that I'm cute.
You thank you.
You know, you can say that I'm
Hey, you're
cute
beautiful.
and whatever.
Thank you.
That doesn't get anywhere.
You're so gorgeous.
You know what I mean?
You said that.
You know, it takes more than that.
Yeah, that's what.
And a lot of
we were
people
talking about that
aren't
before,
willing
and she was like,
to
"You'll
do
say
that."
that." I'm like,
Yes.
"Yeah, like I get it. It is, and it's a confidence
I was
thing,
like,
but it's
say that.
I know what God told me, and so you're like, "Oh, you're so beautiful. You're so wonderful. Thank you so much." And if that's all you're saying to me, like, okay, you think that's gonna get the draws? You think that's gonna get
this
in?
is your line.
Oh, I'm so pretty. I'm so pretty. I'm so
Right.
pretty. I know,
Right.
because I know God made me this way. I know. What else? Like, what's
Tell me
next?
something
And that's
different.
all that you have,
yeah.
and
Because
it's
that's his
shallow.
lines. That's what he tell everybody.
Yeah.
Exactly, and so you can't fall for, "Oh, you so beautiful." You be like, "I know."
Yeah, that's what the last Joker was trying to do. He's trying to get my draws, and that wasn't going down. Thank you, Jesus.
Well, I know
That wasn't. He was not getting the panties.
he wasn't gonna get your panties, but I know he's putting his hands down your drawers.
He tried to.
He tried to.
And I, in
And
that
I-
hand, hey.
But
Well,
for me,
hey.
I was just like, wait, it should have been
Did
over
I
that
give
night.
you? I was like, I was like, I never.
It
gave
should have
you
been over
impression.
that night.
I'm sorry, yo.
In
No,
my
I wasn't. I
opinion.
wasn't. I
Yes,
wasn't
you
gonna
were.
try.
What was you doing?
Yes.
What was you doing?
Oh, you
What-
not feeling good?
Oh,
That's
your
'cause
stomach
I'ma
hurt.
I can
My
tell y'all
stomach
the
hurt.
story.
Your Pam is off the chain.
You not feeling good? Rubbing my stomach. I was like, yeah, I'm not feeling good.
You shouldn't even been over
And I-
here. The fact that
Yeah, I
I'ma
was sick.
just-
I was sick that
Yeah.
night, and
yeah,
I was
exactly.
just like, but
you
I
were
had
sick,
made-
so why are
yes.
you going over his house?
Because I
you
had
should have
told-
stayed home and got
Oh,
to
yes,
bed if
this
you
is
were
a,
sick.
This is a
Said that I
daily
was coming.
conversation,
Oh, I'm
you
sorry.
guys.
Yeah,
This is
I
a
said
friendly
that I was-
conversation
I said
right
that I
here.
was coming
Hallelujah.
over,
You're just,
and
you
it
are
was just like we
sitting
was laid on the
sitting on
couch
the sidelines
and just
watching.
rubbed my stomach. Next thing you know, I felt that I was like, wait, in my head, I was like, did he just try to swipe his hands at the line of my pants? Next thing you know, I grabbed.
But we supposed.
I said, did I didn't give you no type of impression. I was like, I'm out. I was like, I'm leaving, and I left. Your girl was out.
But I thought the relationship should have ended then. The relationship should have ended way before
I'm
then.
so I wasn't gonna try to do nothing.
But
But
you
it's
gotta
been
think.
God.
We gotta think what we just found out. You know,
Yeah.
it's
Oh
about.
Lord, it's right,
it's the
Kasha. That wasn't it.
insecurities. Like
Yeah.
It
once
is
the-
insecure-
Once,
yeah.
once the insecurities
Yeah.
have been removed, certain things like
Like
that
yeah.
whole situation would never happen today because
Thank
she's a
you,
much
God.
different person.
And she would be in her house.
Yes.
Yes, she would be in her house, but not just would she be in her house. She know
No,
that
she
would-
was sick. Like Joy, she was sick.
I remember.
Didn't feel well.
Yeah, you was
everything.
mad. She
She
was
did not
ticked
feel
all the
well.
way off, JB.
I mean, she was really sick, and she
I
was like,
really
"Well, we had.
was.
Let's say
I
we had
was.
plans, Jay. If let's bring this platonic friendship. All right, we have plans on November 20th, and we're all going out.
Right.
Now, one of us doesn't feel well. We're sick. Okay, if Joyce is sick, I'm like, all right, we're not going to go.
Yes.
I'm not going to say no. We got oh man, and I'm not going to say Joyce. You know we really had this plan. I haven't seen you in so long. Like I miss hanging out with my best friend.
I try to make it.
You gonna come? You are. Cause
I try to make it.
okay, so we gonna still meet, right? I know you sick, but
Okay.
that's not what a friend does.
Yeah.
A friend says, we're not gonna go. You feel
Do
better?
you
Do you
need
need anything?
anything?
Do you? Come on, friend. We said the same. Do you need anything?
Come on.
That's what you say.
Yes.
And he's still talking about, well, yeah, I really did miss you and everything. You like, okay. Yeah, I really wish I would have saw. No, he should be like, do you need anything? And because you don't know where I live, you can Uber it to my pastor house. You know where she live, and she'll make sure I get it.
Right,
you go
yeah.
to sleep, get your rest. We'll do this another time. I just want you to be okay, because I do love you. I
Andrew
want you to
said
be all
that,
right.
Uber Eats don't deliver soup.
You better come on. Yes. And what did I say to you? I said that should have been a conversation. It should have been, are you okay? Do you need anything? I'll send it via somebody, or just get your rest and we'll do this another time.
That's
I want
right.
you, because I do
But
love
that
you.
shows somebody cares
So
about you.
exactly. So I'm
Exactly.
no.
That's what I'm saying.
So Pam gonna get her truck,
Yeah.
drive
I was
across town,
sick,
wherever she
too.
had to
I
go.
was.
Tell me I ain't feel good, and now I have a blanket for you and rub your stomach. Get out of here, and then he's go and put his hand. I said, Pam, you already know. If you would have said yes,
so
it would have
mad.
went down that
I
night,
was
and
upset.
you would have been at the
But
altar on
also
Sunday
too,
crying.
She's
Yes.
a different
Yes,
person
God.
today. There's been a lot of
You
growth.
are not
Yes.
getting
And the
guys.
key
no
thing
ringy,
is
no
that,
dingy. No,
and I think that's the main thing is that the
not
love
going
for self was missing then.
Yeah, JB.
That's not the
Yes,
case.
a lot.
And I think for a lot of people, men and women, when you don't love yourself, that allows a lot of these other things
Yes.
to slip through the cracks, because you don't see yourself the way God sees you. You don't see yourself as being beautiful. You don't see yourself as being powerful. You don't see yourself as being smart. Some people think they're dumb. And
Yes.
if somebody got a little bit of common
did.
sense coming trying to chit chat and talk to them, they'll gravitate toward that, because they don't feel so dumb when they're with this person. Or somebody like attractive. I don't feel so ugly if this person's on my arm.
on.
You know, if he thinks
A
I'm
lot
cute.
of men do that.
But men and women.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like
Yeah.
Shabba Ranks, he had a lot of pretty women.
Yeah, because, he had a little bit of money. And the women
I
wasn't
wonder
with
what
him
the
to-
women look like
to-
now. That's what him.
He might not have any.
We should go research that.
He might not have any more, because he was trying to love.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is that the type of women that
love.
Trey that low that
Yeah,
good.
He
What
got
I'm
no
saying
more
is,
girls. No
when I'm-
more girls. No more girls.
no
Because
more.
he had
What-
no more money. No
But that's
Yep,
what I'm saying. I
that's
want to see
it.
what the type of
Yep.
women
Yep.
he has around him now.
I understand why you
versus
said that.
The
Yep.
other ones, because like you said, Joyce,
Yep.
it feeds their ego too
Yes, definitely.
to have the dopest video girl on their arm.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
I
you,
got her.
And you have to know. They know they ugly. I'm not being like, I'm not saying it like that. Look at Gucci Man. And look at these people.
Gucci Man is cute now.
Maybe now, but did you see him when he was before he went to prison?
No.
That man couldn't speak. That's how he talked. He was ridiculously large. He had tattoos on his face and all his body. I don't care how much money that man had. I wouldn't date him.
Okay, but what I'm
Right?
saying
But there are women who would date him because of his money.
because
I
of
got
the
you.
money.
And they made him look more attractive
Yeah.
because of the women that was on his arms. So they was using each other.
Well,
So-
he's handsome now. That's the one with
he-
I think he has a beautiful smile. He got
his teeth, and he's not getting high and drinking anymore.
he
No, he got
fixed.
he got
Okay, I'm
yeah.
just saying I
But
think he's handsome.
but what I'm saying is, I'm not saying that there wasn't
I know
a
what
come
you're
up.
saying.
You get what I'm saying? But what I mean is, at a point,
Some women
she
may
was
not
using
have-
him, and he was using her, and that's what a lot of these relationships happen. And you think about these women on these stupid shows. I think now they're just looking for somebody who said they play basketball to be on Basketball Wives.
Jesus.
Some of these basketball players, I'm like, yo, that dude ain't played.
Wow.
You on here acting like you was married to Shaq. Your dude ain't never play.
See, Joyce would know that.
Yep,
we
she
wouldn't know that,
Right.
Because she's
JB
JB
know.
Sports.
Yeah,
So
but you get my
So he
point.
was on
It's
the bench or like he
but
was on a
you with boy, you probably was about to get a divorce. You come on this show next year, you are divorced, so you have a lane, you have a stream of income now. You used boy, and boy used you. I mean, y'all see Jennifer on the show. Y'all might know. Okay, maybe this is the way we should do sports, right? Because y'all may know the Basketball Wives. Y'all know that Jennifer girl that was fighting with
don't watch the
Evelyn. I don't watch it either. But Jennifer, she's walking around. She's so beautiful. She got the long hair and all that stuff. Her dude got a knot on the side of his head, like this. That dude, her ex-husband, is very unattractive. Very unattractive. Williams, right? Very unattractive. But she on this show like she was.
an accident or
I thought he
something.
got hit.
No, that just me too.
But no, he's always had this
Like a
knot.
unicorn?
He's a huge knot, right? And so when they're on these shows acting like they're God's gift to women, you realize that there was some using happening.
Not nice. That is
And the reality
I'm so
shows,
sorry, guys.
these reality shows start to show me.
I thought you meant like he had an accident or
In
something.
real life, like he looked like he banged his head on the desk, and he had a knot, but it's like that all the time. all the time. Yeah, I mean, I'm not trying to be funny, but I'm trying to show you that, you know, she didn't marry him for his looks. You know what I mean? She didn't sleep with him and get pregnant and have his kid for his looks.
Yes.
I mean, some of these people that these women were with are very unattractive. And they're not even great ball players. So it's not like you had a love for the game and y'all, you know, it's not like a love and basketball type of situation. Y'all laughing, but I'm being really, really serious. And I'm trying to show you that you got women that are using and you got men that are using.
Yes.
Like they feeling better about themselves because they have an attractive woman on their arm, and the chicks are feeling better because they can cash some checks.
Yes.
But everybody's using each other. Y'all laughing. I'm being real serious because y'all going like this. And you said, I'm gonna show y'all a picture of his ex-husband. Her ex-husband.
Like he hit it.
I
Like,
thought he got hit in the
yeah,
car
like a-
accident.
yeah, like
I know,
something
like
happened.
just I think maybe birth he must have had a problem because he has a huge.
But
like
did he
his-
play?
Yeah, he played, but he ain't played in years.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But what all of my point is that she's walking around like she's
Because
all
there are
this.
some women. There are some
God.
women who just want a ball player for that reason.
Correct.
Who just want to.
Correct.
Not all.
You could say that you dated one now. You could be a basketball wife. And then right now you got OG and Kwame. I think Kwame ain't never even played real basketball. He played overseas. And she a fake football player. She on here acting like she played professional football, right? She's a female football player. You know what the female football players play? They play lingerie league. I think there's one game that happens that
I'm done,
you know.
JB, no.
But what I'm saying is she's
no.
on this show like she's this. Now don't get it twisted. They run around hitting each other, but they're wearing drawers. Like who watches that?
Are you serious?
Yeah. But this is her platform. Like she's a professional football player. I'm like, really? Y'all using each other. It's not a good look. I'm gonna show y'all. I am going to show y'all his picture, and y'all gonna see what I'm talking about. And you know there was no, and that's my thing. I feel bad because I'm not saying all women do this, and I'm not saying every woman is. But when you said that you were a target, it made me think about ball players because there are ball players that are targets, but. They want to be a target. Some of them position themselves to be a target. Some of them want the groupies. They want all of this. They like right now. Ramsey is a football player who played with the Jacksonville Jaguars. He just got traded. I forget how he got traded to. But he just got traded to a team, and he's dating or he's impregnated the sister of Tate, who's a running back a wide receiver for the Giants. And when he got traded to a new team, he just dumped his girlfriend, who is another football player's sister. So, but what I mean is, like, at the end of the day, people are just using people. They're like warm bodies for a period of time, and then they're out.
Wow.
And I feel bad, but on both sides. Yeah. Right? So I don't feel that I'm not crying for the females because I see the females doing things to try to trap but then also too I see the men accepting all these females throwing themselves at each other. So it's a balance. It is a balance, but it's sad. Nobody it bothers me, y'all. Yes. I really think it just gives marriage and relationship and love a really bad name. Yeah. It makes it seem like this was everybody's about, and it's not.
Yeah. Right.
There's a few people, not a lot, but there's a few people that I've seen that have very healthy marriages. Yeah. The show Black Love, even though I'm getting very agitated because even these people who've been married for like 20, 30 years, you come to find out they got secret babies and they got like DL usually had a whole secret baby.
Are you serious?
Yeah. He was on one of the shows talking about it. And talking about his wife is re-mad now or something because it was known, but it was before the time of Instagram social and all media. This stuff, so it's it's somebody brought it back out again, so it's kind of like coming out again. So
she's mad now
again, like but they've been married forever. They were on Black Love talking about their love, but they didn't talk about the secret baby. You get what I'm saying? So I'm like, it's just like when you get to the point where you feel like, all right, all men don't cheat, everybody's not doing this.
You
keep finding out.
Yeah, it was a couple episodes with some
things.
other people that I saw. I was just like, wow. It's like it's a constant disappointment sometimes. And again, they're on there, I guess, because they weathered the storm.
Yes.
But it's almost just like it's still perpetuating that myth that all men are going to cheat. you're either going to stay and work it out or you're not. You kind of know what I'm saying? Like it's almost like you have to give him a pass because it can work out in the end.
Yes.
But Gabby just said
Yeah.
something really dope. She said talking about dating down. She said these guys get rich and famous and leave their girlfriends or wives for women who only want them for money. It's sad.
But then when they lose all their money, it's kind of tickles me.
Mm.
I'm not being funny. It tickles me. Don't come crying back to me when she left you and took half your money, and then you left the person who was down for you when you had nothing.
When you had zero.
Wow.
Yo, this right here.
Stephanie said JB, aka the new queen of petty.
Y'all, I'm just making a point, y'all.
No, I get you.
I'm gonna show y'all his
Absolutely.
picture.
Yeah, absolutely.
Don't
This
show
was
me
dope.
tonight.
This was so dope. Yeah, this was
Not
dope.
on the air.
JB, now I need for you to tell us what's going on with these games tonight. What happened?
Oh,
Let us in.
Well,
Let them in.
we
J to the B. On.
we're gonna keep it real short, real simple, you guys. Because I kind of talked about some of these ball players, but I am going to post. Y'all following Pam. Y'all going to see
it did.
Jennifer's ex-husband, and y'all going to see Malaysia's husband that probably none of y'all ever heard of. Anywho, yes, the games, you guys. You know the Giants lost. Y'all know that's my team, so I always going to start off with the Giants. But a lot of people lost.
Really?
A lot of people lost today, so it's no big deal. No big deal. We're not going to cry. We're not going to cry.
Did
The Jets lost. Yes, they did. Of course they lost. They lost last week 33-0. So this week it wasn't so
That's because
bad.
they don't have
Yes.
my sweatshirt.
Yeah, I don't think all the prayers in the whole entire world are not going to help the Jets.
Prayer changes.
He said he was seeing goats when they was playing. So it was pretty bad. But all right, the Vikings beat up on the Redskins 19-9. The Falcons, they lost. It was a closer game than what I thought it was going to be, but the Seahawks beat the Falcons 27-20. The Bears lost. I was very surprised by that. They lost by 1 point, 17-16 Chargers. The Giants lost. It was 31-26, but this game ended close, but this game was horrible. It was 19-31 at one point. This was a horrible game. The Giants have to do better. And I get it. But I want to fire our coach, like today. I mean, I don't even know what he did today to be fired, but I just don't want him back next week. I don't know if anybody else agrees with me, but I want him gone. All right, we got the Jaguars beat up on the Jets 29-15. This game nobody wanted to pick because, they wasn't really sure how the Jaguars are going to come back after losing Ramsey to the trade. And then, with the Jets losing so bad, normally when people lose that bad, they come back and they do their thing, but not the Jets. All right. So Rams beat up on the Bengals. Everybody's beating the Bengals these days, 24-10. Titans beat the Bucks, a closer game than I expected, 27-23. Titans. The Eagles beat the Bills. I was very surprised by this because the Bills have been playing pretty well. But the Eagles won 31-13. The Colts beat the Broncos. Close game, 15-13. The Colts are better than this. Not the Colts. The Broncos are better than this. Everybody keeps saying, but week to week, they keep letting me down. All right, the Saints. Drew Brees is back. That's all we got to say. They won 31-9. Now, the Panthers are bad. But I did not realize they were this bad. The 49ers beat them 51-13. I'm very shocked by that. I guess the 49ers are coming the ball. Texans beat up on the Raiders. OBJ and the Browns lost today, you guys. Yay.
I was about to ask you.
Yes, he's horrible. Yeah, they lost. But he probably had a great game. I don't know. But the Patriots played them 27-13. The Packs and the Chiefs are playing tonight. Y'all know no Mahomes, so we're gonna see what it do. And the Steelers and the Dolphins play on Monday night, but everybody expects the Steelers to win because they're playing the Dolphins. Y'all do know NBA is back. Too many games to go through all of the scores. Y'all already know that the Knicks have already lost their first 3 games of the season. It's a very depressing start to the Knicks season. Yes. And one of those games was to the Nets. And it's going to be a long season. No, we didn't get blown out. We had a chance to win. But nonetheless, you just see that nothing is going to. This is going to be a bad season for me.
Don't speak that.
Well, unless we get some ballers on that team, It's not
talking
changing.
about my sports. I'm too. I just
So,
believe.
but it's pretty rough right now. It's going to be pretty rough season for the Knicks. But the highlight of the game that I look so forward to, I mean, all off season, ever since the Clippers picked up Kawhi, I was looking forward to the start of the season. I wanted to see the Lakers and the Clippers, and they did not disappoint. They started the season off, Lakers Clippers, in the Staples Center, and your boy LeBron brought back his little chalk toss. So he comes out, he rubs his hand with chalks and throws little dust in the air, and they lost.
Hey,
They
I know my
lost.
brother was upset.
And it was hilarious because LeBron had his number 2. Kawhi did not, because George is still recovering from shoulder surgery, and so he didn't play. He was sitting on the sideline with a little bow tie on, and they won. So I mean, everybody is talking about it. The Clippers are going to be a team to reckon with. I am in love. I mean, I like Doc Rivers. Y'all do know Doc Rivers is a derivative of the Knicks. He used to play for us when solid player. I love Doc Rivers. If I want to see a coach do some things, it would be him. African American coach. You know, has a white wife. I guess there's nothing wrong with that. No, they've been together forever. They've experienced some racism and all of that. Like their house had been burned down because of their. Yeah, they've had some stuff. Great dude, no problems. I was being silly about that. Yes, great dude. His wife is amazing, and the whole nine. And his wife, his kid married a Curry. So
really,
a Doc and a
Is
Curry
that
are married
cute?
together. Yeah, so
Wow.
I forget which one married who, but
That's beautiful.
yeah. So they played, and again, the Lakers have lost. It was a great start to the season for me. It made my entire week. I know that Laker Nation was very upset with me because I posted memes and I had quite a few jokes about it. And then, I got a chance to watch the Warriors play, and the Warriors are not looking very good. They were getting destroyed this afternoon. I mean, and I don't get it. Granted, I don't expect them to just step in and where they left off. I mean, they lost a lot of pieces. I mean, Klay Thompson and KD are big pieces to lose, but it was rough. It's rough watching them play and not win because I root for them. They're good. They were good team. So it's kind of rough watching what's going to happen. They not. And I thought Barkley was just being Barkley. When I was watching TNT this week, he was saying that they're not even going to make the playoffs. And I couldn't see that. But after watching some of the game today, I don't know how they're going to do it.
How they gonna pull it
I
off?
don't know how they're going to do it because
They
there's
don't
too
have the
many.
manpower.
Yes, there's too many teams that have a decent combinations and they played together a little bit, and they got some young boys that if they turn it on, maybe.
Right.
But it's you don't know. So this season is probably one of the best seasons to go into, like not knowing who's going to do what. The Clippers are good. I mean, you got Kyrie in New York. You got the Nets with another high school squad, I guess you want to say. But I do like Barrett. Barrett is playing amazing. You got the Pelicans with Zion. You got a lot of good players and a lot of good teams out there. So NBA season this year is going to be amazing. It's going to be great. Baseball's almost over. Everybody knows the Yankees are out. So once the Yankees are out, most people in this neck of the woods, we start to moving over to football, basketball, and I think hockey is back on now too for those who follow hockey. But just keep your eyes and ears open. Basketball season is back. Every chance I get, I will be clowning the Lakers for every loss. So if you want to see that, if you are a Laker hater like myself,
I can't.
follow JB on Sports. Because,
Yes.
I won't be celebrating Knicks victories too often this year.
Y'all heard it best. Y'all
Yes,
already know how
yes.
it goes down on J to the B on Sports. Y'all listen, tonight has been good. It's been well. But there are some times when we here at Pam's World will be cutting out a little early, and sometimes we'll be staying a little late. But tonight is the night that we're going to cut out a little early.
We are.
Yeah, we're going to cut a little early tonight. We're going to slide. So we appreciate y'all for watching us. Any last words, ladies?
We love you to life.
Mm-hmm.
pray for my tests.
Yes.
I'm doing homework at the same time. on
Yes,
Pam'S World.
absolutely. So that's
We
why
can do it all.
Yeah, we going. That's
Look at
and
us
that's the thing
multitask.
that's the thing that you spoke to us about earlier in the first service is doing it all. You know what I mean? You spoke to us about doing it all and just learning how to have a balance. So listen, at the end of the day, if sure enough you have some examples around you, and you got examples around you, hopefully you have some examples
Kasha said
around
no.
you of people.
What do you
that
want to
really,
talk about,
truly,
Kasha?
honestly, want to get some things done. Kasha, it's time to go.
Well, you know what it is too.
She
on-
3 hours ahead.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. That's
what's
right. That's
happening
right. That's right.
too on for us, you know, I can speak for myself
Mhm.
as well as Pam. You guys know that I'm just getting back to Pam's World.
Yes, and it's
because
been
I am
amazing.
in school and
We
there's
love
a
y'all,
lot.
yes.
You know, there's a lot of
Thank
studying,
you,
a lot of
Kasha, for the
exams,
prayers
a
for
lot of
Pastor.
papers and things like that. And Pam was very understanding. But when we first were presented with this opportunity,
Mhm.
that was something that we did. I did make clear, like it may be times I can't come
Yes.
if I'm studying or if I have to preach out sometimes. And if I have to preach out, then Joyce is with
JB.
me. So
Yes.
it's just stuff like that. But I do thank her for being so understanding.
Yes.
I think you guys are being so understanding. But
Thank
I'm
you.
almost done.
Yes.
But for
Yes,
now,
we're gonna be
but
celebrating
there's just a
soon.
lot, you know, there's a lot to do. And even on Sundays now, the way
Yes.
God has us with
Service.
these services, we, you know, our first service is at 7:00 and it's a lot.
God and close.
So, but, oh, thank you, Kasha. Yeah, God and clothes, God supports
Yes,
that.
yes,
Well,
yes,
I'm
yes,
not going
yes.
to promote all of that.
Yes.
But,
Boom.
what JB has on, the Giants can do all things through Christ who strengthens them. And big shout out to
Yes,
Chill.
come on. He had his Steelers joint on
sweatshirt
tonight.
looks so nice.
Big
I'm gonna post
Chill.
a picture
Come
to
on.
support that. But these are the things that God is
Norm
having
got to
us
get his
to
shirt
do.
too.
Yeah, come on. Where you at, Big
Yeah, he
Norm?
got to get his sweater,
and
Giants
Chill,
his hoodie,
and Chill have
and his
bananas.
wife.
See what
Yeah.
happens?
Come
We
on.
support. He got some banana pudding,
Come on, there it
cake
is. Look at there it
jars.
is. Come
So
on,
good.
somebody.
So anyway,
And so did I.
with all of that, you know, having to study and having to do all those things in the companies and do all these
Yes.
things and learn and grow.
Yes.
And what God is doing with us, we are sometimes very drained at this point, but we are here for you.
Yes, we
But
are.
I do
Yes,
thank you
God.
for the respect and honor because
Yes,
I was like, okay,
absolutely.
she's cutting out because I got to do homework.
Yes, because we got to
But,
get.
but I
gotta
have my
get some
computer right
things
here,
done.
so when
yes.
JB was on sports, I was getting some stuff done. But
Yes.
Yes, God.
we give God the glory and the praise, and we talk about balance
Yes.
and having balance and doing everything and the type of because we do our very, very best to live the way that God will be pleased with us.
Yes,
And
God.
that includes fasting, that includes praying, that
Yes.
includes being there for one another, community, that includes a
Yes.
lot.
Amen.
Bible studies and all these things through the week.
Mhm.
And so it can be draining and
Yes,
it can be
God.
tiring,
Yes.
but it can be tiring.
Lord
but
have mercy.
you know, it's what God is calling us
Yes,
to.
He
And
is.
so
Amen.
we've
Come on.
accepted the call
Yes.
to be the
We
different
said
church,
yes.
to be the different people, and to do the things that God will be pleased with us to do. We're not
Thank you, Drewy.
we're not the regular. We even talked about that too, Christians.
Mm-hmm.
What did Kofi say today? What song was that? He said for Mob Deep.
Oh,
You're
I
halfway
said-
shook.
Have something about being
How did-
shook and Christian,
Mhm.
halfway Christian.
Yeah.
You got a halfway Christian.
Yeah.
Love you too, Kosh.
And it was like, it was awesome because we were talking about that. Like, I'm not going to be, like, I don't even like to necessarily associate myself sometimes with the word Christian because I see so many Christians accept and do, and for me,
Amen,
it is my
Alicia.
walk. Some people
Come
say,
on.
"Oh, it's not that serious." No, it is that serious. My relationship
Come
with
on,
God
Lee.
is that serious. You can take yours lightly. I don't take mine lightly. And I'm serious about my walk. And so I'm grateful to God for what He's doing with us. And thank you, Pam,
You're
for letting
welcome,
us cut out a
Pastor.
little bit early because I do
Amen.
have an exam tonight and I have to turn in an assignment.
Yeah.
But God is good and greatly to be praised. And you can do all things. We really can do all things, and He's going to strengthen us. And that scripture really is, we can abound in lack. We can abound in much.
Yes, ma'am.
Whatever situation is, we got this, especially if we have the joy of the Lord, because that is our strength.
Absolutely.
Wait. Ruth wrote,
You see what she
the
put?
Lions found 3 stones to take out the Giants.
She said 3 stones.
Yes, that's it. Come on, that's
Who was that,
Bible.
Ruth
They
Ella?
sure did.
Yes,
Yes, they
amen.
did. Yes, they did, Ruth. You said last week they was going to beat us, and they did.
Yo.
Yeah, Ruth is
Yeah.
on fire for God.
Yes,
And she's
yes, God.
unashamed.
Come on, somebody.
Amen.
Yeah, she is.
Yes.
So I like that about her.
Yes, y'all. Listen, we love y'all. Look forward to seeing y'all next week.
Yes,
Until
God.
then, have an amazing week. Always know that Jesus loves you, and He is the
Yes,
way,
God.
the truth, and the
And the
life.
light.
And there is no other kind of way that you can get to God except through His Son. Please understand
Jesus Christ, come
that
on.
it is the truth.
Yes.
Yes,
And
God.
that's it. We love y'all.
Love you
we do.
guys.
Love
Thank
you
you.
guys.
Good night.
Bye, Elephant
What you
Man.
sending them out with?
Let's go away with
I like
Total featuring Missy.
Baby, I seen you with another lady. I just finished having your baby. Why'd you have to go? Don't leave me, baby. No, I'm about to be swayze. I can't stand my love is being shady. Why'd you have to go? Don't leave me. What about us? What about you? What about me? What about us? What we gon' do? Total help me sing. Total help me sing. What about you? What about me? What about us? What we gon' do? Hey, 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 hey. Baby, I know that you've been pimping, Mr. Baller, tricking. Why you had to go and leave me, baby? I always been your baby. Love make a girl go crazy. I can't understand why you left me. What about me? What about you? What about us? What we gon' do? So don't help me sing. What about me? What about you? What about us? What we gon' do? What we gon' do? What we gon' do? Sing it one time. One, two. Total help me What about you? What about me? What about us? What we gon' do? What we gon' Total help me sing. Total help me sing. What about me? What about you? What about us? What we gon' do? What we gon' do? What we gon' do? Can you help me say? Yeah. What we gon' do? What we gon' do? What we gon' yeah. What we gon' do? What we gon' do? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Another hit from Missy Timberland. Ooh, ooh. What you gon' do when we come for you? Alright, we out one time. Total. Yeah. Yeah.